We all know that kid that sits in silence at their table, just listening to the conversation. That kid that had finally started to speak and realized that no one was listening because their friends didn't realize that they were talking at all. So the kid just continued to sit there in silence. How many of you have been that kid? Now, how many of you have been that kid your entire life? Becoming introverted by being ignored by your peers. I'll let you know something. I was that kid. I've been that kid my whole life, so I know that. Sitting with people that you finally found to hang out with in a conversation, and you finally find that point in that conversation to say something. You say what's on your mind and realize that no one heard you at all. Introverts make up 30 to 50% of the population. Now that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but there are 7 billion people in the world, and if 3.5 billion of them don't like talking to other people, that's astonishing. A common question heard is, I thought they were introverts. Don't they like the silence? Don't they like being alone? And that's when introverted people need someone there to be understanding of them and to realize that being alone and being lonely are completely different. When an introvert is trying to say something and realizes that nobody seems to care or to listen to them, that's when the situation becomes dangerous, not only for the individual, but for the family of that individual. Jennifer Grainman, author of The Secret Life of Introverts, stated in 2017, some research suggests that introverts are more likely than extroverts to experience depression and anxiety. So no, not all introverts experience depression, but the people that overstimulate the introverts by bringing them into social interactions that those people don't want to be in does not help their situation. Now, dopamine and acetylcholine are neurotransmitters in the brain that send signals out for emotions pretty much. Dopamine is a happiness one. It sends happiness and energy and excitement to the brain whenever something comes along, like risk-taking or, having something exciting going on, like you have a game coming up or something like that, or you do something good. It sends dopamine to that brain, or being around other people. Now, introverts, they need dopamine. Everyone needs dopamine, but introverts don't like a lot of it. If they have too much, it brings them anxiety or depression, more so anxiety. Acetylcholine is what introverts have more of. It sends calmness and relaxation, but it's still that pride and that happiness feeling for them. Knowing about these two things can help explain about introverts and how extroverts seek out more social activities and interactions, whereas introverts don't. They like to be calm and laid back for a while, but they do need that sort of social interaction still. Look at this comic for a moment. It uses a cat and a dog to portray the lives of extroverts and introverts. Now, it seems pretty accurate if you know some extroverts and introverts, but not completely. The comic doesn't portray the thoughts of human or people, introverts and extroverts. A possible scenario for the dog, who is portrayed as the extrovert, could be, I wonder if there's a party tonight, or I hope my friends are coming over soon. Something to pull them into that social interaction. Whereas the cat, aka the introvert, could be shown as being secluded and reading a book, doing a puzzle by themselves, something that's not super socially applicable. Instead of, talking about a foyer, waiting for someone to come home, because we don't usually do that. We don't wait for the people to come home. We enjoy the alone time that we are given. So I don't know about most people. I know I don't like to imagine decorating the entrance to my house. To wrap up, let me leave you a few things to think about. One, we are all people. Everyone requires some sort of social interaction. So if you have a friend that usually doesn't like to hang out with other people too much, and they say that they want to hang out with you, embrace it. And then it is perfectly okay to not want to be social at times. If you want to stay at home, then stay at home. Don't feel pressured to go out if you don't want to. Finally, it's really simple. We need to include everyone. So if you see someone that is left out of something and you see them sitting all by themselves, try to include them. And then if they don't want to be included, then don't worry about it. We are all on this planet for a reason. So let's be nice to one another.